Hey, what's going on, internet? Xiagax here, coming at you with another random update video here. Also, if you're wondering about the angle of my camera here, I had to move it again because this desk that's on, it wobbles. You can see it wobble. That really annoys me because I know it, because the thing is the webcam sits on the TV screen, and the TV screen sits on the desk, and everything wobbles, and it's really annoying. And it's probably been like that in a bunch of my videos. Now it's sitting on a bigger TV that really doesn't move unless I really kick that thing, and I would have to really be trying. Anyhow, yeah, I need to apologize for not being online for the last week. I would say I was kind of a little depressed about things, a number of things, things in IRL. Generally, there was a couple of things bugging me, and for a variety of reasons that just made trying to put videos online just really tough. Basically, I was at school, and there was an altercation between me and another student. I won't go into details about it because honestly, it's not that big of a deal, and I'm over it now. But overall, basically, there's an altercation at school. And it wasn't not that it was violent or anything, but it was something that it really caused me to not be able to focus on a whole lot of stuff. As somebody who is on the autism spectrum, when something bugs me, it's not something that I can just like let go right away. It's really tough. Especially if I can't resolve whatever is upsetting me. So if somebody says something and they don't, and there's no repercussions for them, if they said something really offensive or they did something inappropriate, whatever, something that that shouldn't have happened, if that doesn't get resolved, that continues to fester in me, and it kind of turns into a bit of a feedback loop where I just get more and more upset about something until I really need to really blow off some steam. And what makes it even more difficult is being a 27-year-old adult here. I can't just go off on somebody. I can't just start screaming at somebody. I can't start pounding on somebody. I have to be an adult. I have to do the mature thing, and that might be just to walk away from whatever is upsetting me. That might be just having to leave it alone, come back to it later. Just, yeah. Either way, I had to go talk to some people, I had to go talk to counselors, I had to go talk to friends. Eventually I was able to blow off enough steam that I'm able to now actually feasibly get over it. The reason it's a big deal is because, again, like I said, it's hard to focus on stuff when it's like this thing is really pissing you off, and that's all you can be mad about. Top it off, that also kind of got me a little behind in some homework that I needed to get caught up on, and that's what I've been spending the last couple of days doing. So yeah, I should be caught up on homework except for one assignment, and that'll probably take me about like 10-15 minutes to complete it. It's not tough. It's me coding with jQuery. For those of you who code for mobile apps, you know what I'm talking about. But then the biggest thing, and this is probably what you're watching the video for, is there's been ramblings and rumblings, as I like to call it, of what's been known as COPPA. If you don't know what that is, it is short for the Child Online Privacy Protection Act, which was, I don't know how long, how old is that thing? COPPA was actually implemented on April 21st, 2000, so about 19 years ago. I'm actually older than COPPA, that's kind of interesting. COPPA was actually implemented by the FTC, and fun fact, the FTC was actually established by Woodrow Wilson back in 1914. So I guess now you can actually say you actually kind of learned a couple of things. Anyhow, with COPPA basically being a big deal for the last couple of weeks, the reason is because it was implemented, back in 2000, but it gets updated every so often. I forget the exact number. I don't want to go look for it. But basically, again, it gets updated every so many years because of the way that the internet changes. So the law itself has to remain updated. The thing is here, YouTube being one of the most used websites, I believe it's actually number 2 behind Google. That used to be number 2 behind Facebook, but how the mighty have fallen. Anyhow, yeah, YouTube being one of the most used websites, there's going to be a ton of traffic that comes through it. A lot of it by people younger than who are 13 years old. COPPA is actually supposed to protect them by not allowing organizations to collect information on them. Because kids younger than 13, I guess it's been decided that, you know, if you're younger than 13, you really can't consent to giving out information about yourself. Hence why it's usually a guideline that you need to be 13 years of age or older to use the internet. However, if they have parental consent, okay, they have consent to use the internet. Anyhow, COPPA has been kind of making the rounds around YouTube because I guess the law is getting updated early because YouTube made an oopsie. Yeah, I say oopsie. No, they royally fucked up. The thing is, YouTube decided that they were above the law and they were going to keep collecting information to sell targeted ads to young minors. And people were not very happy about that. I think it was a lot of parental internet advocates, whatever. There's always a group for everything. But the thing is what happened is YouTube got fined for $150 million. $150 million. Okay, I joke. But yeah, that's a lot of money. But to YouTube and Google, that is... yeah, they can probably eat the cost of that, and that's really not a problem. I mean, if I remember correctly, YouTube actually operates on a net loss. Probably no thanks to Sujin Wabajak. Anyhow, yeah, so YouTube was fined $150 million, and as a result, they have now turned back to the creators or content creators on YouTube and basically said, well, now you have to start marking your content for kids or not for kids. And this is what got people really into a hubbub. The thing is that if you make content regularly and you mark your content for kids, well, guess what? Your channel's down the shitter. If your content is marked for kids, people can't search for your videos. I mean, your videos don't show up in search results. They don't get recommended. You have no comment section. You don't even get likes and dislikes. Basically, all your engagement is in the toilet. So there's the other option, and that is you can mark your videos not targeted for kids. Well, the rumor was for a while that if you were going to do that, well, guess who's sweeping the internet to make sure that content is targeted to the correct people? That's right, the FTC. And they'd be doing sweeps to make sure that, yeah, all your content is marked appropriately. If for some reason that they found content that was not labeled correctly, they can find you, the content creator, in the wrong, and they can fine you up to $42,000 per video. Okay, so just to give some perspective here, I have 370 videos on my channel here. Yeah, I know, I got a shit channel right now. I don't do this for a career right about now. If my channel blows up, okay, great. That'll be awesome. Then there's also my archive channel here, which is also just as bad. The thing is that I have 470 videos on here. Okay, so if we do the math, 370 plus 470, that comes out to about 840 videos. So 840 times 42,000. Whoops, not 420 though, that'd be bad. 42,000. Whoo boy! $35 million! I think I'd be better off just going to jail. So yeah, that's the reality of that's if the FTC decided to come through my channel and actually decide if all my videos were targeted at kids, if I said that they weren't. The reality is that they're not actually going to do this, and here's why. There is actually a general exception that YouTube did not give the option for content creators to actually select. There's actually a number of channels that already follow this, and I would say that's about 90% of the channels that are already on YouTube. But just to list a couple of examples, I know Markiplier is probably one of those. He plays games a lot. He does a lot of gaming, but there are times where he does get a little, perhaps maybe a little edgy. Dude Perfect is another big one. They do a lot of sports stuff, but there's also maybe just a little bit of adult commentary in there as well. I can think of Jacksepticeye as another good example, very similar to Markiplier. Another really good example, someone who's maybe not so gaming related, Chad Tronic. He's actually a commentator of sorts. He reviews a lot of stuff that is very kid friendly, but he doesn't really make content that's related to kids. The point that I'm making here is a lot of the stuff that's actually listed in the FTC documents as far as what counts for kids a lot of it, there's a lot of overlap, and honestly, the point is that there's a lot of stuff that adults and kids like, you know, equally. It's not all just kids. There is a general audience. So the thing is, with this general audience exception, it's very likely the FTC is not going to do a whole bunch of sweeps and just start fining people left and right. Although it wouldn't surprise me if they did. They're a government entity. I mean, they will look to find a way to pry your money away from you. But anyhow, I think really the reality is, I mean, people were upset with the aggressiveness that the FTC came out with, but it was really more of to go after stuff like ElsaGate or any other content that looks like it's supposed to be child friendly, but it really isn't. This one that might be kind of in the gray area, if you think about it. There's the Happy Tree Friends, but I think you can kind of get away with that because that's supposed to be a parody. It's supposed to look all cute and cuddly and funny until somebody gets offed, and then they turn into a bloody mess. I think another good example of that would be of Robot Chicken. I can think of, they actually did a bit with Bob the Builder, and he ran into some organized crime, organized crime, or people from the mafia, and Bob and the rest of all of it and all his friends killed him. That was a bit on Robot Chicken. I mean, Bob the Builder is supposed to be a kid-friendly show, but when it's used to make a parody, I think, hopefully that should be clear that, if it's way out there and, they make something that's supposed to be child friendly and it's, ultra violent, then yeah, that would be, you could see how that's clearly a parody. So I think for right now, with all this being said, you can probably tell what's been, eating at me, and it's made it hard for making videos. Hopefully we should be safe now. I think everybody's kind of waking up and they're kind of, but it's still, at the same time, it's still pretty good to be informed. Anyhow, videos will resume. I do have a lot of videos edited. I just, for whatever reason, never got around to posting them. But I've also been decompressing with some RuneScape. It's been double XP week for the last couple of days. Yes, double XP week, not weekend. Xiagax has decided that they're going to extend the double XP weekend. I believe you still only get about 3 days worth of double XP, but you have access to it for up until about December 2nd. I believe this now will make it a lot easier for people to work around, so they're not trying to cram all of that double XP in 3 days. They can just get it all within the span of a week if they really wanted to. With that said, I actually do have a couple of 99 videos. Yes, videos, as in plural. I got more than 199, and man, I'm actually really, I gotta get to work on those. I think they're gonna turn out great. All in all, I think actually the 99s that I got, I'm really super proud of. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably start getting the Pokemon stuff put out, and then probably intermittently, whatever 99s I get, I'll put those out too. Hopefully, we don't have too much to worry about with COPPA if we can go back to this for a bit. I mean, this was just like when SOPA came out. I believe that's where internet anonymity will be going away. And holy crap, that would be really scary, because then if somebody, doxing would become, a normal thing, or just people getting your information and using it for nefarious purposes. I think internet anonymity is kind of a must. But the thing is, with SOPA, it was so stupid that it was just struck down. Like there was no reason to have it. Hopefully, this is what happens with COPPA. I mean, it's not going to get struck down, but hopefully it will get revised, or people will take a second look at it to make it so it's not so aggressive. But at the same time, I'm kind of hoping that the FTC holds their end of the deal here, in that they don't just go after everyone and anyone that might have content on YouTube. Hopefully, they will only be going after people who are really making inappropriate content for kids. So with that said, guys, hopefully, that explains my position here. I'm going to go ahead and get back to making some videos, and I could probably look at doing some AFK skills in RuneScape and finishing up this season's double XP week. So anyhow, guys, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will see you all in the next video. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless you all. See you in the next one.